Now we're going to have a look at Unit 5, Lesson 2 Overview. Because this is the first lesson in Unit 5, we're going to look at the big picture in addition to the UBD, the simplified scale, and the scope and sequence. So we're going to start off looking at the big picture. If you will notice that Unit 5, Rational Numbers, is found in the second 9 weeks. If we look at what has come before this unit, sixth grade students have already completed decimal computation. And from rational numbers, they're going to be moving into graphing on the coordinate plane. Unit 5 is a very important unit because it's the first time that sixth grade students have been introduced to negative numbers. So if we look down here, we've got Unit 5 highlighted in the green. The lessons that we're going to focus on in this video is going to be rational numbers on a number line. You can see here that covers 3 days of instruction. Looking at our UBD, we've got again our goals, our meaning, and our acquisition. The goals again are just simply the Alabama Course of Study standards, the new Alabama Course of Study standards listed out for you. The meaning, you've got your understandings, what students will understand after having completed this unit. And then you have some essential questions that you can focus on throughout the unit. Moving down to our acquisition, you've got skills that students will acquire and the knowledge that they will have once they've completed this unit. Take just a moment, pause the video, and read through your UBD for me so you have a better understanding of where we are with Unit 5. Next, we come to our cover page or our simplified scale. Here you'll see at the top that this is Math 6, Unit 5, and its title is Rational Numbers. 10 days of instruction plus assessment time will give you 11 days for this unit. Below that, you find the vocabulary that they will be introduced to throughout the unit. And then moving on to your concept checklist. Again, we have our 4, and those are your exemplary students, those that know it so well they can turn around and teach it to someone else. You have your 3s, those are your proficient students where you want everyone to be. Then you've got your 2s, those are those students that still need a little bit of help with the standard, but get it just a little bit. And then you have your 1s, those are just the ones that just aren't there yet. Moving down our concept checklist, you'll see here we have rational numbers on a number line. That's days 4 through 6. And then you have your student-friendly I can statements. I can convert decimals to fractions and fractions to decimals. I can compare, order, and describe real-life situations using positive and negative rational numbers. And I can use vertical and horizontal number lines to represent rational numbers. Keep in mind, this is the first time that they've been introduced to these negative numbers, so it's a very critical unit for 6th grade. Moving on, here is Lesson 1 Scope and Sequence, and the reason I show you this is because it contains the unit note. Notice again, it says at the top, 10 days of instruction plus assessment time is 11 days for this unit. Take a moment, pause the video, read through your unit note, and then we'll go back to the scope and sequence for Unit 5, Lesson 2. Okay, Unit 5, Lesson 2, Rational Numbers. On a number line, notice here, 3 days of instructional time. And then your Alabama Course of Study is listed below that. Your teacher note focuses just on this lesson, whereas the unit note focused on the entire lesson. This teacher note is focusing on the lesson only. You've got your prerequisites, what students need to know before they can successfully complete this unit. If you see them having trouble in one of these areas, you can always go back and use these standards as exit slips or bell ringers. Scrolling on down, we've got our materials that you're going to need, and then your presentation strategy. Okay, we're going to focus on day 1. Begin day 1 of the lesson by using the number cards provided. These will be in your Canvas. Give each student a card and ask them to form a human number line. Lead discussion on why students are in the particular order. This is a good opportunity to assess students' background knowledge. You can also choose students to represent inequality statements with their number lines. Complete the teacher-led instruction with the opening exercise through exercise number 1. And then if you look on down, we've got our day 2 presentation strategies and our day 3 presentation strategies.